to be honest with you. I hate these days.
Yeah.
You know, I do. They suck. I mean, it's a horrible situation. You got, well, total of 17, 2 dead, 14 injured, 3 adults, 14 kids, 3 adults, and a wackadoo. I am reading some of this stuff, man. Wow, if this is indeed whatever this person is, and again, I don't like to use their names, just an absolute nut job. Why don't they ever take themselves out first and then try that on, see how that goes?
That's my biggest question.
You know, you're angry at the world. Okay, what these kids do to you?
Yeah.
What exactly they do to you? What did this 8-year-old and 10-year-old little kid do to you that caused your life so much pain? Just insane.
It's just evil, man.
It is.
It's evil.
It is an absolute. It is. It is crazy. And not only have you destroyed other people's lives, you've killed people, you've put people in who knows what position in the recovery that they're going to have. Top of that, now your family has to deal with umpteen questions and answers they'll never be able to answer, even if they have this, because they probably didn't know. He thought he had cancer, lung cancer, because he's been vaping for a little bit, and he was past go. He couldn't be stopped.
Good grief.
He's been vaping for a few years, and he's pretty sure he's got lung cancer. Didn't want to die in the bed, rotting away at a hospital.
So I figured I'd go out and kill a bunch of other people.
Yes, because apparently those little kids made you vape. They're persuasive. I don't get the take a whole bunch of people with you. Like, if you're in a war, okay, I get that. They're coming for you. You're coming for them. You kind of get the way this goes. Going out in the blaze of glory. This is not that. This is cowardly, to say the least. And again, and I was telling Bell, too, this is the other thing. Because Bell tweeted something because he's a stirrer of stuff. You are a stirrer, dude.
Well, it just goes to what you're probably about to talk about, where there's all these assumptions that have no facts to go with.
No. Everybody wants to be like the rightest of rights. I got to be right. I got to be the first one. So you go on and
what I tweeted out was that the shooter was a trans-Islamic Albanian conservative, which is ridiculous. And so are all the other assumptions about this.
But you hit all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because so can I go on there? And I'm telling Bell, the first one is this person. The second one is a guy that's from Somalia that used to be a pirate but now lives in Minnesota. The third one is a gangbanger. The fourth one is some guy from the former Soviet Union that was supposedly an altar boy at the church. And it's so amazing because everybody's like, oh, that person should go to hell. That person's evil. And I'm like, you're putting people's pictures up. You have no idea who's done anything. Because this want to be first, not be right, not know anything. Because the clicks, the likes, the whole 9 yards.
Yep.
And it's sad. It is absolutely sad. And the hell is going on in society? How are we not getting to some of these people just a smidge earlier? You didn't know, Mom and Dad? Your friends didn't know? Because in your little thingy, if this is your stuff, you got a lot of friends. Nobody knew? It's just siblings, mom, dad. Did say that to my siblings, I am sorry forever tainting the rest of your lives. Your careers, lives, and relationships will all be turned upside down. Please hold on to who you are, not who I am. Change your names if you must.
Yeah, you guys go through all that trouble, but don't expect me to do something different.
Because you got cancer. Or don't. Just insane. And again, this is if, but there is a lot of stuff out there that is that person. And how do you get to that point? And again, how do you get to that point where you have to take it out on the world and the innocent? It's vile. It is. It's vile and disgusting and evil, but there's no doubt mental illness plays a huge role in this. Once again, how'd you get so many guns? You weren't 50 and had guns for 30 years. You're 21 or 22. Just a horrific thing, you know?
It's another instance of somebody wanting to hurt other people so that they have their name written in infamy.
Yeah.
So that they have a certain amount of immortality via their death.
And then maybe somebody can ask, I wonder what was wrong with so-and-so, that he felt or she felt or they, them felt so bad that they had to go out and do this. I wonder what happened in society. And again, if this is indeed the person's, and it looks like, I mean, it's somebody's and it's from that video, but I don't know if it is or not. Says in there at the bottom, PPS, I wouldn't recommend you read any of my journals unless you really want to. You've been warned. Disgusting, no doubt. And then it becomes political because that's all it takes is 2 seconds for somebody to come out and go, we should get rid of every bullet and gun in America. Well, it's not going to happen. Why is that the answer? And look, we got way too many guns that are unaccounted for and way too many wackadoos who can get a hold of it. But that genie's out of the bottle, so that ain't going to happen. It's easier to find the wackadoos than it is to try to get every gun that's out there. No doubt about that. Mayor Frey.
Think of this as if it were your own. Every one of us needs to be wrapping our arms around these families, giving them every ounce that we can muster. These were Minneapolis families. These were American families. And the amount of pain that they are suffering right now is extraordinary. And don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church. These are kids that should be learning with their friends. They should be playing on the playground.
And they're never going to get a chance, 2 of them at least, ever again, because somebody decided to take their anger and hatred of the world for them being born. It's what it is. It's a revenge to the world on whatever crap that you think you need to get revenge on because God or whoever didn't give you all the things you dreamed of, needed, and wanted, and now you must make everybody else suffer for that. Everyone else. And like I said, I'm not using the name. This is what we're being told. It's kind of everywhere now that this is the person, but they're not announcing it. But I mean, this would be a big swing and a miss by a lot of people I trust if this was not the person. Don't you think, Ken? Because there's a lot of this everywhere.
Yeah, there's it's all over social media.
Yeah. So, and again, the writings are nutty. And another Catholic school, too. Thus, you got to ask the question, did he go there? Did something happen when he was there? But let's just say something. Let's just say something horrible happened when he was younger and he went there. It gives you no right to kill other people who've done nothing to you. Okay, this wasn't some revenge tour because maybe something happened to you way back in the day. You're pissed and angry at the world. Why? Because potentially you were assigned something that was the wrong thing at birth. That's for the gender people out there. Is that it? Again, the bizarre situation of this turning the gun, turn it on yourself, right? Then everybody can sit around the house, and instead of hating your guts and you making your family's life a living hell, turn it on yourself, and then everybody could go, what could we have done different? Now they've got to answer questions, and like you said in your little manifesto there, their lives are turned upside down.
And clearly that person was okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to ruin your life, I know, but hey, too bad.
Yeah, sorry about that, because he supposedly has cancer, which, that was...
Which would have been a self-imposed sentence anyway.
Yes, totally. Just insane. It is. Whatever happened to Crazy? Chris Rock was right. Whatever happened to Crazy? Well, the problem is Crazy's got access to too much, and Crazy seems to be on every corner. Why is that?
And they don't seem to be getting any help.
They don't. And this, it's when you walk by somebody on the street, somebody's homeless, somebody's talking themselves. Those people, can they wig out? Yeah. Do I worry about one of them picking up a gun and doing something? No. But do I worry about them doing something crazy where they hurt themselves, somebody else? Yeah. This person here has all the access by all accounts to probably find the help they needed. And that's it. So, said he had a twisted mind and he wanted to fulfill a final act that's been in the back of his head for years. That's just, he wanted to escape the world, escape from the constant bills, the blankety jobs, the blankety people, and the injustice of America. Blame you. Oh, we're blaming you because the actions were your own. Little kids going to school, going to mass on a Wednesday, first week of school. Just diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. So we're going to have more about this throughout the day. We're not going to just touch on this. We got some other stuff as well, but, this will be coming in and out. What we do know is, as far as we can tell, and again, these things they change so fast. This is a doctor at one of the hospitals talking about who came into said hospital that they were at.
We received a total of 11 patients from this incident. 2 of them were adult patients, 9 pediatric patients. 4 of them required the operating room. And up to this point in time, there have been no fatalities related to any of those patients that were brought to our organization.
So what we know is 2 children have passed, 14 children and 3 adults injured, total of 17 that are still alive and 2 that are dead, and the shooter as well, which I don't count because that's just an awful person and should have done that first before he did anything else. All right, coming up, we got some other stuff today we're going to talk about. Let us know what you think about this. The politics has already began and, right on cue. They don't even wait anymore, which is also sickening. Indeed. Talk a little bit about that as well. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. Grab a funner podcast, though. We'll try to do something funner, so you grab that portion of the podcast later. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997. Let's turn to something a little bit more bright. Football is back. Tomorrow kicks off, indeed. Chance for you, my friends over at Prize Picks, to win. Winning is always nice, right? How about this? Win up to 2,000 times your money. It's that simple. And it starts with a $5, 1, 2, 3, 4, $5 lineup. That's all you got to do to start. And they're going to give you $50 immediately into your account to play more lineups. You download the app, the Prize Pick app, and you use my code Chad. And when you set a lineup, remember, it's more or less. You're not picking teams or spreads or anything like that. Do you think, and tomorrow they're already giving you pretty much a freebie, right? And this is what you do. Do you think that Dak Prescott will have more than a half a yard passing? I'm going to go with yes. That's the MAC discount. Now, find another person playing for the Eagles. Oh, who could they be? I don't know. Jalen Hurts, somebody of that nature. Find out and say, hey, do I think this person is going to run for more than this or pass for more than that? That's it. That's simple. $50 immediately into your account when you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. It's that simple. Prize Pick. Use my code Chad to get those $50 immediate. Prize Pick. Run your game.
We'll get you the very latest on the Minnesota Catholic school shooting. And we also are seeing reports about prosecutors in Washington, D.C., finding it tough convincing grand jurors to approve felony charges against people who are assaulting police. We'll tell you about that at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That is so funny. At least there's some funny there. If you guys want some funny here, what was the old saying? A grand jury, they can indict a hand sandwich. Apparently not one you throw at a cop.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. We need a little humor there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was that dude who threw the foot long.
Did you see the way he was running?
That was so...
Who is this guy?
He was running like he had flippers on.
Yes.
Like when people try to walk when they have like scuba flippers on.
Yes.
I was like, what is he doing? Because the cops didn't even run that fast. They just kind of slowly sauntered over to him.
Yeah.
And then they took him down. So that is yeah, I saw that today. That I'm like, well, they're struggling to get even. You know, this is the thing too. Everybody is, go after them, get these people. That's great. But when you swing and miss a whole bunch, also not a good look. And it's a grand jury. If you know anything about a grand jury, you present evidence. There's no cross-examination. And they decide, yeah. And the old joke was you can indict a ham sandwich. But apparently not a foot long.
Yeah, in a grand jury, there's no defense attorney there, trying to dispute anything. The premise is, look at this evidence. Is this enough to indict this person?
Yeah,
and they say yes or no.
of evidence says that this person here needs to be indicted because they've done this, this, and this. And you almost lay out a mini case, and there's no pushback. It's like a secret thing. And nope.
I don't think this grand jury thought that was a felony.
Sure. Well, overreach, right? Overreach, underdelivered. That's not a win. Trump's like, I can't believe it. That sandwich was deadly. Well, it was the most deadly sandwich. You see him, was it 3.5 hours last night? His little round table?
No.
He may still be going. It was 3.5 hours. He was around that, there in the cabinet meeting, kind of holding sway. It was an interesting thing. I thought, man, that's a long ass time.
Last night?
Yeah, yesterday afternoon.
Yes.
Night.
Well,
yeah,
yesterday.
but he was there all day. He might still be there.
And he's had one of those once a month since he got inaugurated.
Yeah, which is every one is one more than Biden ever did.
Yes, it is.
Wait till he finds out he was president. He will be so shocked. Oh, my Lord.
It just blows me away still that, you couldn't get Biden to answer questions most of the time. And when you did, he had them in advance. And every time Trump does a signing for an executive order or what, he's taking questions constantly off the cuff.
Off the cuff, yeah. He's better. He's not good at the plan, and he's not great at reading off the teleprompter.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
No, he does. He likes to give him the bullet points and let him riff.
Right.
But that's also, there's always a risk there with him because you can't reel him in. You can't reel it because he is.
But nobody can accuse him of being inaccessible.
No. Look, we could talk about the Epstein stuff and some of this stuff, but as far as accessibility, nobody. Because Trump loves it. He loves the fight. For everybody says, oh, it's the horrible. He lives for the media.
Yeah.
He does. He even came out yesterday, did you see? And he congratulated old Taylor and them for getting engaged. Wished them all the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just loves the media. He lives for it.
Well, I love what he said about Cracker Barrel. And I think he's right. He says they should hold a news conference to announce that they're going back. Because it's already, across the world.
Is that confirmed that they're...
Yeah, they're going back. They came out today and said,
they're going back to the old man playing checkers or whatever he's doing there.
What's his name, Herschel?
Yeah, Uncle Herschel.
Uncle Herschel's going to be drinking a Bud Light with Dylan Mulvaney on the
Uncle
side
Herschel.
But he's right.
Yeah.
They should have held a news conference to say, you know what, we went a little bit too far. So we're bringing Uncle Herschel, the old timer, back. Because Trump said that's like $1 billion worth of advertising right there. Free.
Well, they got $500 million in advertising. The fact that he's even weighing in on it. In between Ukraine and everything, I'm going to try to fix Cracker Barrel. You ever eaten at a Cracker? Never. I don't like crackers.
But I mean, the dude is he's all for it. I mean, he does not shy away from. Now there are questions he doesn't like.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to be challenged.
No.
But I mean, I think everybody's kind of used to that now.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it was a Jackie Heinrich at the Fox. They were giving her a bunch of stuff because he's mad at her because she challenges him. And everybody at Fox is like, that's good. But he doesn't like to be challenged. That being said, he's not afraid to go somewhere and take a question. If Bill Maher invited him on tonight, he'd show up.
I bet you he would.
He would. He would. If Rachel Maddow, for real, he would show up just because he lives for the media.
Well, and that would give him an opportunity to then afterward bash her.
Well, yeah. That's also the other thing. Everything leads to the next thing.
Yes. Bingo.
I only went there so I could see how bad her haircut was, and I was right. In person, it's worse.
She treated me very badly.
And then afterwards, there's a picture of both of them arm in arm together like
smiling.
this.
He's holding thumbs up.
So him.
She's a very nasty woman.
I wonder if when Maher went to the White House and had that meeting with him, if he invited him to come on the show. Because that sounds like a move Maher would make.
Yeah, he probably would. But, it'd be one of those things where it would have to be just him, and he wouldn't come out there. It would be like if he was on the West Coast, happened to be there, can you shoot an episode? It's not even going to be crowd. It's just going to be you and I for 30 minutes.
And if anybody hasn't seen the post-dinner monologue that Bill Maher did, it was probably the most gushing endorsement of Trump as a person that you could get out of a liberal.
Yeah. He doesn't like Trump at all. But one thing he did say, as a politician, one thing he did say, though, is that guy he hates war. I can tell you unequivocally, he hates war. That's pretty good. Coming up, who knows what we're going to do? We got a lot of stuff. We got some of your text messages. We'll have an update on the shooting in Minnesota as well. We are going to do One Hit Wonder. We're going to do it later. Let's kind of get through some of these things, and then we'll do it a little bit later because I got a good one today. I almost sent Bell some. Said, all right, Bell, here's the 4 you can pick from. Okay? Like the 4.
I would have ignored him.
I know. That's why I didn't do it. So that's why I don't do stuff. That's why I don't do stuff like that, because even if I do the work, it doesn't matter. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. We've got the full forecast in 5 minutes.
This is a special report from ABC News. An 8-year-old and a 10-year-old are dead after being shot by a gunman who this morning opened fire at Annunciation Catholic School in South Minneapolis. Police Chief Brian O'Hara at a press conference.
17 other people were injured, 14 of them being children. 2 of those children are in critical condition.
Police also say the suspect was a man in his early 20s who was heavily armed. ABC Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas.
Just around 8:30 local time, a man shows up from the parking lot armed with a shotgun, a rifle, and a pistol. And the early information is that he indeed used all of those weapons and began firing indiscriminately through the windows into the congregation, those children and the people there attending Mass.
Sources say President Trump and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz have spoken over the phone about the shooting. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Now, following the incident, social media users quickly identified the reported shooter as Robin Westman, with some unverified reports alleging that he posted a video online beforehand. Police have not officially confirmed the suspect's identity, and details like a motive or manifesto remain unverified. But again, this is all over social media right now. It happened a few times now. Prosecutors in Washington, D.C. finding it tough convincing grand jurors to approve felony charges against fellow residents who've been accused of assaulting police.
Sources say after being presented with the evidence, a federal grand jury here in D.C. was not persuaded to indict 37-year-old Sean Dunn on felony charges. Dunn was arrested by a phalanx of officers after he was seen throwing his deli sandwich at a federal agent. Prosecutors could try again with another grand jury, or they can pursue a misdemeanor charge. That's the path prosecutors have chosen against a woman they've accused of injuring an FBI agent during a protest last month. Attempts to secure an indictment against her failed 3 times.
That's Stephen Portnoy and the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right, guys, that one big, beautiful bill, it's out there. Do you know what's in it? Probably not, because it's like 8 gazillion pages, but there's a lot of stuff in there that you could use, like our buddies at Beacon want to help you with. Things like maybe deducting up $10,000 in car loan interest, but only if the vehicle's assembled right here in the United States of America. Most people don't know that. And these things are time sensitive. They're not there forever, so you got to take advantage of them while you can. Above the line charitable deductions, $1,000 for individual, $2,000 for couples. On top of that, they've got this for seniors, okay? If you're 65 or older, you're eligible for an additional senior deduction up to $6,000 with a phase out. It's not complete elimination on taxes on Social Security benefits, but it does provide you tons of temporary tax planning options during these years. So much to know, and you can't know it all. That's why Beacon. That's what I want you to do. Call Beacon today, 615-488-9303. You're going to get a free personalized financial consultation. It's not going to cost you anything. 615-488-9303 or visit beaconcm.com. That's beaconcm.com. This is a paid placement. Somebody says all soft targets should have some sort of weapons kind of alert or warning system. No, what needs to happen is crazy people shouldn't get anywhere near weapons themselves. That's the number one thing that should happen there. And if indeed this is the person who did it, had a decent amount of weapons. But there was 3 guns, but how many, the person that's all over the interwebs, and like, Ken and I and Bell, we talk about this all the time. You should never know what's out there because it's a pit of people who want to be retweeted, liked, and plenty of people who have no bother giving them a like or saying something about the story and never really going, is that real or not? So what we do know, though, we've got 2 8 and 10-year-old, horrific, passed away. 14 are injured. 4 went into surgery. And there's also 3 adults that were injured. I don't know how bad they were injured or what took place, but this was a mass. And you have that. You're thinking to yourself, my God, it's like, what in God's name is going on? How did you make that decision today? Because yesterday there was a shooting as well in Minnesota. I think there was 6 people that were hit and 1 person was killed. Similar gun also across the street from a Catholic church. I don't know if they're related, but that would seem odd. This is Mayor Frey.
I'm so deeply saddened and I'm so sorry to the families that I know are suffering right now. My ask is to everyone, stand by them. Love them. These families have forever been changed, and we've all been changed with them. We need to do everything possible to support them through this time. We have a family resource center that has been set up. I'm grateful for all of the law enforcement agencies from a number of different jurisdictions, all the different departmental support that we've received. They're going to be working tirelessly. There's also a family resource center that is being set up as we speak to make sure that we're there for everybody. Again, to the families that are suffering, to those that have experienced loss, I'm so deeply sorry. We're going to be with you every step of the way. We love you. This kind of act of evil should never happen, and it happens far too often. The chief will provide additional details.
Just awful. And it is, you think about this too, right? So these kids, 2 of them were killed. You've got families who are just in despair. And it takes you back to what took place in, everywhere from Columbine to Parkland to what took place in Texas. And they were there by all accounts quick, and it was over. He killed himself. And in this manifesto thing that supposedly is his, he apparently believed he had cancer and that it was past the point where he could fight it because he'd been vaping. I really don't think he probably had cancer. It's just a horrific situation. But evil, mental illness, they prey on the weak. And that's what happened here. Kids were sitting in church. Like, of all the things you could think of today when you dropped your kid off, sitting in church, worried about your child is probably not one of them. And now look at this. And he's right, too much of this happens. And I can't, everybody said, well, it's the gun's fault. It's not the gun's fault. Are there too many guns available to people who shouldn't have them? Absolutely. I think anybody would agree at that. But crazy's going to do crazy things. If crazy wanted to build a bomb, probably could do it. If Crazy wanted to run a bunch of people over, easily could do it. If that is the goal, is to do this. It's the same question, though, that needs to be asked over and over. Why is your pain everybody else's responsibility? Why is your pain? Why is the pain for you being born everybody's responsibility? Those kids who you've never met, why? Why is it the responsibility of everybody else to make you feel better on your way out? And you've ruined your family's life too. You think your brother's at work today getting that phone call going, you need to come home? Probably not thrilled. If indeed this is the shooter and this is the family and the manifesto. And they're going to have to answer. Do you remember, well, I was going to ask Ken this because of all the Amish. He's so familiar with them. Remember when that guy killed all the Amish? Remember that? Yeah, that was a big deal.
No, when was this?
That was a while ago. And I remember it was on the front page of People, but he went to an Amish community and shot up the Amish. And he's just like, the Amish? You know what they did?
They do.
Exactly. That's what everybody's like. What did we? You know, it was a trip, though. The Amish took care of his wife and kid.
Wow.
Afterwards.
That's forgiveness.
That's forgiveness. That's forgiveness. They wanted to make sure that she had food and clothes and her kid would be able to survive and stuff. Like that's forgiveness right there.
These people that do this I'm just convinced that it's their way of grabbing a piece of immortality on the way out the door by making their names infamous. And they really, when someone does something like this, your name should have the same stigma on it as Hitler.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. You know, Hitler, and oddly enough, Hitler's made this bizarre resurgence over the last few years where, well, maybe he wasn't as bad. No, he was as bad and then some. There was no forgiveness for what he did. That's for God to deal with. But you should, right? Like it should be that we eliminate everything about you so you didn't exist. Outside of the pain that you caused, you never existed. So if you wanted the infamy, if you wanted all of the stuff, if you wanted whatever crap that you thought you wanted and needed to make you feel better, we're going to eliminate that. It like you wipe a paper and gone.
Like instead of getting known, you get erased from society.
Erased from society. Erased from any existence whatsoever. Because for a lot of people, like you said, man, they want that. They want that Columbine experience where people are like the Wikipedia and they're talking about what happened. Everybody's talking about them. I don't use their names. It's just because I don't want to be a part of that.
I totally agree with you not using the names. I don't think they should show the guy's picture. I know there's a certain news value in talking about this.
Well, people need to be informed, but up to the
Right.
point of like maybe the first day, and then after that, it should be nothing.
But these people should not be turned into anti-heroes of any kind, or even they shouldn't even be turned into villains. They should be turned into nothing.
Yeah.
Like you said, they should be wiped from society.
You have to think about, of all of the things that for we as human beings, for the most part, we want to exist, and we want to exist as long as we possibly can, and maybe leave a little something behind, and so on. Wiping somebody from society, wiping somebody from everything, is not what these people would ever dream. Does it put something different in their mind? No. Could we ever do that? No, because we have the internet. But that would be, I think, something right there. Wiping from society. Be one of those places like go over to Kim Jong-un. How do you do it? Like, could you remember like ever seeing back when Stalin took over and then there would be pictures of everybody and then one of them would piss him off and that guy would disappear and they would just cut the guy's head out? Like he wouldn't even exist anymore?
0515 said not even a name on their tombstone.
That's right. That's right. Never to be spoken again.
Not even a tombstone.
Not even a tombstone. Do like what they did with Osama.
Yeah.
Just take them somewhere and throw them in the water.
Give them to the fish.
There you go. That's what we're talking about. All right. Regain ourselves here. It's been an hour. You know what we need? White girls. White Girl Wednesday.
As long as she makes us laugh.
I'm going to tell you guys. Today we've got some ladies today. We got our girl Kylie, and we got two other ones. Wow.
Oh, by the way, Kylie went to Brown.
She did. If you guys didn't know, she went to Brown.
Yeah.
She went to Brown. She probably got a job in humanities somewhere. She's a teacher in Chicago.
But it's not because she's white.
No. Her being white means nothing.
Right. That's
She's the good
okay.
white one. They'll kill her last during the race war. It's the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Birch Gold, right now, the chaos and craziness in the world, gold will help you. How? Well, you guys see what's happening with the Fed? The dollar? You need to protect yourself, diversify. Birch can help you with that. And it doesn't matter what you want to do. Maybe you want to own the physical. I know when I was trading gold when I was younger, a lot of people wanted the physical. They were really excited. Hey, I want the physical in my house. And then there are a bunch of other people that like, hey, I've got an IRA or 401k, even a savings. I'd like to move it over. And in doing so, you get a tax-sheltered IRA backed by physical gold, which is incredible. No matter what you want to do, you got to get the information. So do this. Text the word Benson to 989898 today. That's the word Benson to 989898. They're going to get you out an info kit, let you take a look and find out if it's right for you and your family. Text the word Benson to 989898 for Birch Gold.
We'll get you the very latest on the mass shooting, murder, if you will, at the Minneapolis Catholic school this morning. The parents of a California teenager who died by suicide suing the company behind ChatGPT. And here in Tennessee, a human trafficking sting nets dozens of arrests. These stories and more at 1 on Supertalk 99.7 WTN.
You know what? Every Wednesday, we do One Hit Wonder Wednesday. A lot of you asked me. We are doing it next hour because I think we need to take a respite and get away from this. But we do the work. Ken and I do the work. Bell has chosen not to do the work.
Untrue.
Ever. He's
Untrue.
like, I'm not doing the work.
Lie.
I don't like you guys. The work is not there.
Now you're really lying.
This is not our friend Kylie, but here's the good news. She's 23. This one knows everything, and she thinks all of us are stupid, and she's going to fix the problem.
Ever since I was a little kid, I have had a profound realization that Americans are just stupid. We are dumb. I would have these thoughts when I was in class talking to adults, and I was like, why are people so dumb? I still have this opinion now, and I'm 23 years old. I talk to people my age, they're dumb. I talk to older people, they're dumb. People in America are just stupid. I want to help raise the intellectual ability of every American here. I want to educate everybody. But it's like, I need political power or something. Like, put me in, chief. Like, I will be the president of the United States or some shit. I don't even believe in hierarchy. I need us to, like, re-evaluate the system of education. And it's not about the woke. It's not about any of that. Like, it's about just, like, not being dumb. Like, everyone is so dumb.
She's 23.
Well, don't worry. She's going to be president. Look, I don't want to be president very long. I just need to fix this, and then I'm going to leave.
Yeah. Make me this.
Make me.
If you just listened to me, everything would be fixed.
Listen. You're all dumb. You know what's funny, though?
I bet your parents are proud.
You know, there are some people that applies to, but not everybody. And you're 23. Do you even know how you become president? Are you on a way? It's not just make me it. Hey, guys, make me it. Make me it. You have to be 35. You're stupid.
I like how she said, I'm 23. When I was younger.
Last week.
That always makes me, when you see these people that are like 19 and 20 who are like stars, and like, I've had this dream since I was a kid. You're like, you're 4. When I was a zygote, I was dreaming of winning a Grammy.
I don't know. Make me president or something.
Or something.
Or something. What's the or something? You know what? You sound a lot like Hillary. Dude, Hillary was like, make me president or something, Bill. Fine, you're in charge of Clinton care, whatever. What was it? Hillary care.
Why don't you just go off on another trip?
That's right.
I got business.
Hey, they still bring interns in here?
I mean, room service.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, the humility of her. She was spectacular. The humility of her. That was humility right there. I'm 23. I know everything. Make me president. I don't like hierarchy, but I'll do it. Thanks for the sacrifice. I appreciate that. Oh, white women.
You just need to be hip to my personal wisdom and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Are people tearing her up in the comments?
Oh, God, yeah. She's a late bloomer. I was 18 when I thought everybody else was stupid. I think her meth is kicking in. The humility of that young lady is admirable.
Sending hate from Australia?
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say, I think I thought everyone was stupid by the age 13. That's when.
Yeah, but I never thought they were stupid in things that I didn't know about.
Right, exactly.
Things I knew about, like baseball cards and riding my bike.
Right.
You're stupid. You don't get it. I never thought geopolitically I was really on the ball at like 10.
Darren next door won't play football with me, Mom. He's stupid.
There you go. And you know what? Darren was stupid. So stupid. I knew that guy. He was an idiot. Should have wore a helmet. Sad.
He was pretty good at Monopoly, though.
Oh,
man,
you got to watch
him.
him. He's a cheater.
At Monopoly.
He's a cheater. I played Uno with him once. I was like, dude, that's not how you play Uno. Put your pants on. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program, Chad Ben's Show, Super Talk 99.7.
1 o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Picking up some crashes and stalled vehicles. Let's start with this stalled vehicle. It is on the left shoulder. Looks like eastbound, the East Loop downtown, right there at exit 47A. And then a crash on the right shoulder, 65 southbound at Rosa Parks Boulevard. That's over there on the North Loop downtown.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. 2 students are dead, ages 8 and 10, after a mass shooting and gunman opened fire at a church at Annunciation Catholic Church in Minneapolis. 17 others were injured.
Children were sitting in the church pews at a service to mark the first week of school when the shooter from the outside shot the children through windows. He allegedly barricaded the doors on that side of the building with plywood so they could not be opened. Police Chief Brian O'Hara.
The coward who fired these shots ultimately took his own life in the rear of the church.
The shooter was a man in his 20s wearing all black and armed with a rifle, shotgun, and a pistol. A motive is not clear. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Police have not identified the gunman, but are now looking into his background, including social media posts and how he obtained the weapons. President Trump also briefed on the shooting and called it a terrible situation, and he spoke to Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and offered condolences. This is ABC News.
Well, the parents of a California teenager who died by suicide are suing the company behind ChatGPT. In a first-of-its-kind case, the family claims the chatbot helped the 16-year-old take his own life. The company says it has safeguards in place. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
According to court documents, in one chat, the teenager sent a photo of a noose knot he had tied to a closet rod and asked the chatbot, "I'm practicing here. Is this good?" "Yeah, that's not bad at all," ChatGPT responds. "Want me to walk you through upgrading it into a safer load-bearing anchor loop?" And after telling the chatbot he was thinking of telling his mother about his suicidal thoughts, court documents claim the chatbot responded, "I think for now it's okay and honestly wise to avoid opening up to your mom about this kind of pain."
Right now in Tennessee, Channel 4's Holly Thompson says a human trafficking sting was successful.
The TBI has just uncovered a major human trafficking operation in Tennessee. We know at least 14 people are now facing charges. Now, the arrest happened over 2 days in Cleveland, Tennessee. The TBI says the goal of the undercover operation was to find and arrest those engaging with minors and recover victims of human trafficking.
Kroger, one of the nation's largest grocery store chains, planning to lay off more employees. The company, in an internal letter, says it's looking for ways to streamline its corporate operations. According to reports, this is actually the third round of cuts this year for the grocery chain. This time, Kroger is laying off 1,000 employees at the corporate level. So this will not affect employees who work in stores, manufacturing facilities, or distribution centers. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
dun, dun, dun. Little kid on TV talking about something he shouldn't be talking about. How his little friend saved him by getting shot in the back because somebody twisted off. It looks like that somebody had mental illness, major way. Another person that may be trans. It's weird because the picture they have up that's supposedly him as a boy looks nothing. It looks kind of like him, but not like him. Like he has his whole face shaved off, like his jawbone and stuff. So, and then of course there's a manifesto and nutty, crazy.
Yeah. Some of the words I can't even read.
Yeah.
In that, what this person who is purported to be the gunman wrote in this notebook. And I mean, there are pages of just handwritten words. Some of them, I don't even know what they are, Brother Chad.
No. There is, it's
like you don't know the definitions or?
I can't, I can't read the words.
You can't make out what it is?
Right. Yeah, making out the words.
Oh, like it's kind of scrawled?
Yes.
He did some drawings as well. Mentally ill, no doubt about that. Some of the words are tough to make out in this, but did you see the guns?
Yes.
He had, for the children written on one of them, apparently.
Yeah.
Didn't like the Jews, didn't like Jesus, didn't like anybody.
Got really upset it seemed like he got mad at himself on one page where it says sick, murderer. Then he reaches up and grabs the pistol and points the pistol into the notebook.
Yeah.
And he almost starts crying. Because this person is.
Well, because he knew, right? I think he knew what he was going to do. Because and this is it, he knew what he was going to do was wrong.
Right.
He apologized to his family.
Yes.
Said that they're going to probably want to change their names and get away from him as far as possible. Don't read his notes. Thought he had cancer because he's been vaping for a few years and thought it was too far gone. He's 22 or was 22.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. If this guy isn't the Minneapolis shooter, they need to find this guy and get him some help.
Yes. Oh.
They need to find this guy.
Yeah. Serious help. If because this is an AI. Mm-mm. A lot of people are like, well, this could be. No, this one isn't. He also had Kill Trump, Rest in Peace, and Tear.
Yeah.
Among other things in this. And there's a video out there, and the video's everywhere. Normally, these things go down so fast, but the video is so many places. Getting it down is virtually going to be impossible at this point in time.
Apparently, Google has killed his account. His account is gone, apparently.
Yeah. So, and again, Benny Johnson's reporting that legally changed the name from his first name, Robert, to his second name, Robin. That's it. That's all you get. I'm not telling the last name because he's a scumbag, and currently it's God gets to deal with him at this point in time. But mentally ill, just beyond mentally ill.
Yes.
Not everything is disturbing. And also, in lucid moments, knew that what he was going to do was wrong.
Right.
Which is another thing that is, okay, wait, well, you know what you're going to do is wrong, but you're still going to do it.
Yeah, you're sad at how it's going to affect your family, but you're still going to do it.
And that right there removes any sense of criminal insanity, because when you're insane, you don't understand the difference between right and wrong.
That's right. You do not know the difference.
Looks like maybe authorities are making it official. Let me see here. Let's see.
Also had a when you go shooting and they give you a target and they put a picture of Jesus, with the thorns on his head. It's this guy was mentally disturbed. I mean, there's no doubt. Yeah. Mentally disturbed. And the question I want to know is, you can't tell me that he hasn't been twisting off for a long time and nobody knew.
Right.
Yeah, you don't just start with shooting up a school. You grow into that kind of destructive behavior.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's like we always joke about with the drugs, right? You just don't start with fentanyl. That's not where you. But it's the same thing. You don't start go from 2 days ago you're fine, and then you felt a little sad. Then you're like, I should just shoot up a school. You don't start there. It's years of twisted out.
Was he hurting animals? Did he fight with his friends a lot? Did he abuse his family members? Those are all kind of things that could be precursors to that.
Yeah. So one of the videos supposedly scrubbed from YouTube is the church, and he had scrawled out the pews where it is because he put what was it? He put 2x4s by one of the doors so that they tried to escape.
Yeah, he barricaded the doors so they couldn't be open. Nobody could get out.
No. And
I'm seeing that authorities have now identified him as 23-year-old Robin Westman.
Yeah, formerly Robert. According to this, where's your God? Why so queerness? Kill Donald Trump. This is for the children. Some of the things on.
Yeah, this dude was gone.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely gone. Like gone. And like Bell said, you just don't arrive there. Nobody knew. Nobody had any idea that dude was twisting off. Nobody had any idea. Nobody said, hey. Why the sad face? Guy with too many damn guns, writing weird, twisted stuff everywhere.
Right. That's going to be the key here, man, is where did he get these guns?
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, this person does not need to have any firearms.
No.
This person doesn't need to have a butter knife.
Mm-mm. He needed to be far away. Some of the stuff that was written, I've been dying of cancer for a long time, and last month I was diagnosed with terminal cancer. Now, in another one, he says he wasn't diagnosed. He was just pretty sure it was over.
Yeah.
He says, I have no choice. The pain is too much. I can't be committed to the life of my head for years. I don't know. The handwriting, again, it's all over the place. It's tough to read. He is, you could tell he was spinning out on, because in the middle of it, he would spin from one thing to another thing, and you weren't quite sure where he was going. Hoped that his family would be, change your names if you have to. Sorry, I'm ruining your lives. You guys are probably going to lose your jobs because of this. I love you all. I will remember you. Pray for the victims and their families. Why? Why not just do it to yourself?
Yeah.
That way everybody can figure out what happened to Robin.
Exactly. That shows intent there, too.
Yeah. I love you, Dad, Mom, Jack, Martha, Teresa, Joe, Jared, Phil, and Liam.
But not enough to not do this.
Not enough to not kill a bunch of kids who did nothing. Shoot 2 of them to death and then wound 14 more while they're still fighting for their lives, and 3 teachers. I don't love you that much. P.S. T, get over yourself and make up with Mom. She loves you. You need to grow up and accept the time just keeps on blanking moving. You either will stay in the past and rot, wasting your life and happiness away, or you can grow up and move on from things. We all love you. I wouldn't, P.S.S., I wouldn't recommend any of you reading my journals unless you really want to, but be warned. Yeah. Just
not exactly the guy to be giving advice to somebody else.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah, take his advice because he seems to have it right on the nose. And the question is, why? Why in God's name does somebody feel the need to take their pain out on the world when it's your pain? Your pain. And if you do have cancer, you know what other cancer patients don't do? Shoot up a church. Because you, feel awful? Because you were born? You didn't like what you were assigned at birth? Probably it. And I don't know if there was any relationship with the school, too. I'm sure that would be brought up. Did he go there as a kid and something happened? Still, that's not these kids. That's not. What a vile human being. What a vile human being. And I don't think there was enough medicine to fix that. That needed to be in a room where he was wearing the vest that hugs itself.
Yes.
And give them nothing. Why does Crazy have access to stuff? Why did mom and dad not know? Or the other kids, or the T fellow. Why did you not know? How could you not know? You had friends. It says in there you got friends. None of your friends knew. Like, to keep something like that, you would have to be the greatest actor ever to keep something like that from everybody. Something that is this heinous. So 2 children killed, 14 children injured, 4 were in surgery, 2 critical, and 3 adults hurt in the school. Did he get inside or did he shoot from the outside? I couldn't tell. I heard he shoot from the outside.
Yeah, the police chief says he was shooting from the outside.
So he barricaded the doors from the outside and then starting shooting through the windows?
And then started shooting inside.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, I don't know how he got any. People are like, I thought this was supposed to. You can play normal long enough to get a gun. But eventually, crazy's going to show itself. And that's why somebody had to have known. Because even when you go talk about, like, very rarely do we, and we want to know. That's the human nature. Human nature is we want to know what the hell happened. What the hell happened? We want to know. Happened. Just like with the Vegas shooter. How did it happen? What happened? Because everybody wants to know if you're going to be able to twist off. This person was twisted off for a long time. You don't have to worry about this one. You don't have to worry about any of this one.
Yeah, this isn't something that just happens.
Yeah.
Happens all of a sudden.
Yeah. So
the way especially, I'm telling you, man, the way he wrote. I mean, this is handwritten in this notebook. That took some time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you did. It did. It definitely took some time. And he's gonna rot. And like I said, Bell and I and Ken, we've tossed around. I don't like to use the name. I don't want it. So many of these people are looking for some sort of affirmation and fame and their own Wikipedia page and all of that stuff. You ain't get it from me. Sorry.
Yeah, because there are people out there, they glorify these people.
They do. They do. They absolutely do. They glorify. They build little shrines to the wackadoos and Columbine in particular.
Yes.
Because they're kind of the in their mind, the godfathers of it all.
Right.
It's hard to do the Vegas guy because Vegas guy didn't have what everybody else had because he seemed to have the life and there's nothing behind Vegas guy and what he did.
Yeah, wasn't he like a millionaire?
Yeah, and money at a it's like there was nothing. There was nothing. There was he was so scrubbed. But comparatively to a lot of these other people, the dude at Parkland, I don't know, the guy in where was it? Was it Connecticut? Forget that one.
Oh, the Sandy Hook?
That dude was a wackadoo.
Yeah, I can't remember his
His dad and brother knew, right? But he wouldn't. They couldn't get him to live with them or do anything. Right. So he lived with mom, and then he killed mom.
Well, and then we go back to Uvalde, what you talked about a couple of weeks ago. It came out that the killer's grandmother is standing there saying, "Shoot him."
Yeah, and
she knew.
She knew. And by the way, the kids at school knew. They used to call him school shooter because he was so dark. But there's only so much you can do, right? We have the beauty of our country is we have these freedoms, but with these freedoms comes responsibility. But that responsibility, tell you what, somebody who's nuts doesn't understand responsibility and doesn't care about it. All right, coming up, we're going to move off this for a little bit. We got a couple things we're going to do here. If anything breaks, anything new, we'll let you guys know. More white women, more just their spec. We got to do our girl. She went to where? Where'd she go again?
I think she said Brown.
Brown. She went to Brown.
But not because of her white privilege.
Hell no. She has no white privilege. None.
She was offered a scholarship to White, and she said, no, I don't want to go there.
She said no. She needed to go to Brown. And she did. She's going to school us on racism again, which is, you know what? I haven't heard that enough. And we put the work in. Bell doesn't, but that's what we expect from Bell. Chad Benson, Joe Super Talk 987. You need to protect yourself. $10 trillion is what, by the end of the year, hackers will have stolen. And that doesn't even include data. And that's where WebRoot comes in. You wouldn't leave your house, right? You wouldn't head out there. You don't have insurance your car. You're not putting on your seatbelt. You're not flying in the wind. No, you're not. Don't do that with your computer. For you and your loved ones. WebRoot is ready to help. They've got several different plans, including one identity up to 5 devices, 10 identities up to 10 devices. So easy to download, so smooth. And I tell you what, you are going to thank me. They're going to protect you from everything from phishing scams, ransomware, malware, including things like your identity. And that also includes, for your younger ones, think about this, perfect opportunity to stop online predators. This is a smart thing to do. If you value what goes on in the computer, and you should, they're trying to get at it all the time. And you think, well, I'm just a small business or one person. They're trying to get at you all the time. And when breaches happen elsewhere, make sure you're protected. That's what WebRoot does. Right now, do this. You can save 50%. So affordable, so easy to download, so easy to put on with your VPN and everything else. Go to webroot.com/Chad. That's WEBROOT.com/Chad. You're going to save 50%, but you've got to use that URL, webroot.com/Chad. Live a better digital life with WebRoot.
All right, drivers, still got a situation over on the East Loop going eastbound. It's a stalled vehicle off on the left shoulder, but you got to get over for it. That's going to be eastbound there at Spring Street, Ellington Parkway, exit 47A. And then the northbound West Loop downtown still got a crash on the right shoulder there at Rosa Parks Boulevard. Multiple law enforcement agencies still on the scene of the deadly mass murder at the Annunciation Church, a Catholic school in Minneapolis. We'll get you the latest on that coming up at 1:30 on Supertalk 99.7 WTN.
Like I say, throughout the day, we're going to get you the latest. We've hit it pretty hard, and if anything new comes up, but we got to do the work here. Every Wednesday, we turn to white women. First of all, can we just applaud white women for being white and awesome?
No, because that's racist.
I know it. I wasn't doing the work hard enough, but you know what I mean. Thank you. And by that, I mean progressive white women. If you're a conservative white woman, you're for sure racist, right? If you even thought about voting for Trump, you may even own a red hat and your husband plays for the Cincinnati Reds. Doesn't matter. Racist. Our friend here who went to
if you like the Reds, Marge Schott. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was a little bit. Remember Marge Schott? Remember that? Remember when she talked about Hitler? She got, he wasn't all bad. And you're like, oh, God.
Please close this can of worms you just opened.
Do you remember when opening day and the umpire died on the field? He had the heart attack, and she was upset that they were going to cancel the rest of the game because all the people had showed up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my Lord. This is not Marge Schott here. This is our friend Kylie. She does the work for all of us, but we put the work in. And today she's going to tell us why we're racist. Are you guys ready? Let's do this.
Why aren't white people openly racist? Why do they try to hide it with these weird innuendos that they think are subtle? It's because a part of them knows that racism is not currently in fashion. However, the more that Trump continues to spout racist nonsense and be our president, the more it becomes in fashion, aka socially acceptable. That is why I have seen more blatant acts of racism in the last, say, year than I have ever in my life, as well as online, and hate crimes are going up across the nation. Explicit racism is being modeled by people in our government right now, and it's also being modeled by popular social media influencers and content creators. However, it's still not fully socially acceptable to be openly racist and say it with your chest, so that is why they continue to try to hide it. And if there's one thing that white people hate, it's confrontation, it's being called out. So that is why when they are being racist, they would prefer to do so secretly so that they maintain plausible deniability instead of being called out, because at that point that is damaging to their reputation. It's about self-preservation for white people. That is why they're openly racist.
So what you're saying is there's a club you can join where there's racism involved. Did you guys know that?
I had no idea.
Yeah, they're going to keep your identity hidden. She is nuts. Oh, it's just the first of her because she hits it hard.
The thing that drives me the most insane about her is the passion and conviction that she says this garbage with.
Yeah, she believes it.
She
believes it. Like some of these people do it because I think they're going to get hits and likes and whatnot. She genuinely, from the bottom of her soul, believes all of this stuff.
I think she wants the clicks and likes, but she is buying what she's selling.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. She was the first one to grab the Kool-Aid and drink it before she handed it out to anybody else. And we got more of her later. We're also going to pivot now. I'm going to do One Hit Wonder Wednesday, one of our favorite things to do. Hopefully you got a decent song today, Belle. Probably not. Probably some weird song that never charted anywhere but like Guam. But because it's U.S. territory, he's going to go with it.
Once again, can't play music on the internet, so if you want the full effect, you got to listen on the radio.
So, but I've got a good one for you guys as well, so don't worry about that. I'm sure Ken's got you got a good hair band one?
I got another hair band one-hit wonder, boys.
Woo! It's going to be fun. Sit back, kids. Get ready. One Hit Wonder Wednesday, straight ahead. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7.
.30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Multiple law enforcement agencies still on the scene of the shooting at Annunciation Church, a Catholic school in Minneapolis. Clarissa Garcia attends the school and describes how it was.
I was just at church, and I heard something like really loud, like I thought it was fireworks in the church, and then I saw the shooting. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared. And so a teacher laid me downstairs to the preschool classroom. And so I went there.
Yeah, police say 2 students killed, more than a dozen hurt. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara at a news conference today said the shooter mainly fired at the church windows from outside, and some doors looked to be barricaded.
The shooter approached on one side of the church building, and on that side, at least 2 doors, it appears there had been like a 2x4 placed. So not all of the doors around the building, but on the side where the shooter did fire.
Minneapolis city officials also say that the shooter is dead, believed to have died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Authorities have identified the shooter as 23-year-old Robin Westman. The parents of a California teenager who died by suicide are suing the company behind ChatGPT. In a first-of-its-kind case, the family claims the chat bot helped the 16-year-old take his own life. The company says it has safeguards in place. Here's ABC's Rhiannon Alley.
According to court documents, in one chat, the teenager sent a photo of a noose knot he had tied to a closet rod and asked the chatbot, "I'm practicing here. Is this good?" "Yeah, that's not bad at all," ChatGPT responds. "Want me to walk you through upgrading it into a safer load-bearing anchor loop?" And after telling the chatbot he was thinking of telling his mother about his suicidal thoughts, court documents claim the chatbot responded, "I think for now it's okay, and honestly wise to avoid opening up to your mom about this kind of pain."
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Busy Bee. Are you guys ready? Busy Bee. They know you're back in school right now. They know things are going on. And you're thinking to yourself, I need to take care of some stuff. Well, how about this? They got great deals right now with septics. You got any issues with your septic? 15% off right now. Top of that, they've got something amazing just in time. It's been into the fall season. Upgrade your HVAC system. Now, here's the great thing. You get entered in to win a Healthy Hive giveaway. That is a $1,500 sponsorship to a school of your choice within the service area. So how amazing would that be to give $1,500 to a school and help them out? And it's more than just that. Maybe you're like, man, I don't need that. Buy one, give one for a teacher. You buy a Beehive Club membership, you gift one for free to a teacher, coach, faculty member in the service area, school there. It's incredible. They take care. Their community, they're amazing. And they've got the best people, the best techs, the best plumbers, the best HVAC people. There is nobody better in the business. So what are you waiting for? If you got any issues whatsoever, don't worry about it. They've got you covered. Whether it's plumbing, HVAC, Busy Bee, that's what you need to do. Call 775-7833, 775-7833, or visit busybehvac.com. Your back not feel good? You don't want to be that. But it's been this way for years, Chad. Well, that's because you haven't gone to the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Painisbad.com. Write this number down as well, 615-246-5009. Are you ready? $12 right now, Big Daddy Trump special, comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed, and they're going to explain the diagnosis and get you up and going. That's on the first go. What? Doesn't matter what's wrong with your back, okay? There's no surgery, no spinal injections, no painkillers. State-of-the-art, best around. Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley, you go on in, you say, what can you do for my back? Because you think, I'm giving up. No, they are the best. They're who I go to. I put my body through a lot, soccer, all the sports through years. Trust me, you'll find nobody better with the knowledge and the technology that is second to none. So take advantage of this right now. The Big Daddy Trump special. It's $12 right now. Comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed, and they're going to explain the diagnosis and your first treatment right there. Go to painisbad.com or call 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009 for the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Yeah. I think Tim Walz is going to speak next hour. We'll let you guys know if he does that. I know Trump has already talked to him today. Probably an interesting conversation. You know, Trump's a lot better at that than I think people realize. He is. He doesn't always show it, but he is. I'm sure the phone call was good, and I'm sure even Tim will say, was good, because there's no politics there. He's calling as a concerned human being.
He knows when there's a time to attack and a time to be a nice guy.
Yeah, absolutely. We're nice guys because that's who we are. It's what we do. It's the way we roll. We give you all kinds of mixture of stuff. Well, our favorite thing to do is this thing called One Hit Wonder Wednesday. We take a song, each one of us, it's one hit, and Ken and I usually do a really good job. Bell throws his away usually, but it's fun with him because he introduces us to songs we never knew were hits. And these are songs that were hits. Like for a moment in time, they were like amazing and incredible. Maybe a few years ago, maybe when you were a kid. And then, voila, never heard from them or the song ever again. Oh, kids, let's do it. All right. One Hit Wonder Wednesday. A lot of you are very excited about Hocus Pocus. I don't even remember that song.
But it's one of those if I heard it, if you heard it, you'd be like, okay, I get it.
Hocus Pocus. Those dulcet tones right there. I love that. Keep it going, man. Oh, yeah. Let's start with Bell this week. Let's find out what crap show he pulled up for us.
Well, it was a number 9 hit on the U.S. charts. It was number 1 in South Africa and Germany, number 25 in Australia, and number 22 in the UK.
Okay.
Wow.
So does that...
What year?
1975.
Okay, let's do it.
Rocky by Austin Roberts.
Yes, sir. God knows if the world should end, your love is safe with me.
Oh, all right. There you go. By Austin Roberts. I'm just
number 9 hit on the Billboard charts.
It's no David Geddes.
David Geddes.
That guy. It's not that guy.
That was a number 4 hit.
Number 4 hit. This is number 9. All right. Rock and roll hair band, man. What you got for me? Oh. Woo! What is Rocklahoma?
Never heard of Rocklahoma? It's like an annual festival in Oklahoma.
Is it on our way to FatCon?
It is. It is on the way. Eddie Trunk hosts it every year.
Like, who shows up? Is it like bands like, you know?
It's like 80s bands mostly.
Nice. Oh, so awesome. And you know what's great about hair metal now is like they got skullets and stuff. Some of them are still trying to hold on. They're in 32-inch waist leather pants, but they should be in 42s.
Well, when Twisted Sister was doing the final tour that they did, there was a couple of guys having to wear wigs on stage.
Oh. Woo. Feel the shake. For me, we're going to head back to the year of the Lord, 1982. It was summertime in Birmingham, England. 5 kids, ages 11 to 15, got their first album deal, which shocked a lot of people. They went in and recorded it. When they recorded the song that kind of was popular for everybody that used to come and see them when they played the little rec center, they said, yeah, you can't do that. We got to figure that out. Because you can't say pass the coochie on the left-hand side because you guys are a little young to be smoking the pipe. So they decided, you know what we should do, Musical Youth? We should change it to Dutchie, which is basically a black pot, and we could talk about food rather than the sticky, icky. Musical Youth. Oh, yeah, pass it. When they did the album and song, they shot the video. It was a week before they went back to school, and they made a pact not to tell anybody what they had done because if it sucked, they didn't want everybody to make fun of them.
Right.
Instead, it went to number 1 in like 10 countries, sold 6 million albums. And here's something crazy.
Wow.
They were nominated for Best New Artist in 1983 at the Grammys. They were the first black artist to be nominated.
Really?
Yeah. They broke up in 1985.
Ah.
But 2 of them still tour. The ones who sing still tour. 2 of them died. The other 2 just don't have anything to do with music, but 2 of them still continue to sing. They go to the Rewind Festival. They go all over the place because why? They think people love to hear them come out and do one song. And they said, we love doing it. We do it every day. They also, it was actually a song by the Mighty Diamonds, but they were a little older. So
5866 says Chad has no room to talk anymore.
About what?
About my choices.
Everybody knows this song. It's been in The Simpsons. Was your song in The Simpsons?
Yes.
Was yours? Yeah, okay. Was your song in The Wedding Singer?
No. No.
That's right. They just said they walked on in. They're like, I don't think we could sing this song about the weed with you being 11.
The Merida Hoochie.
That's the only reason you like it, because it's about weed.
It's about Merida Hoochie.
It is about the sticky icky, the devil's lettuce. So Larry's like, I've never heard this song in my entire life. You've never heard Pass the Dutchie on the Left-Hand Side by Musical Youth.
Interesting. Yeah, this was on the radio constantly.
It got to number 9 here. It sold like 1 million albums here. The funny thing is they were talking the other day because they did something in Birmingham. They were talking about the fact that they love doing concerts because they get paid. When they were kids, they didn't get paid.
Right.
So they would do these songs. And, of course, Belle, you know better than anybody, the record companies spend all this money on you up front, and they're recouping their money long before.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then they screw you in the back end, and so you get nothing.
Yeah, you don't get a dime until your recoups are paid back.
Yeah. How you even never heard? Yeah, it was in the Scooby-Doo movie. That's right. Well, there's a reason. It was in The Simpsons. That's
what
right.
year was it again, Brother Chad?
It was Pass the Duchy by the Musical Youth.
No, I mean, what year?
82.
82, that's
so
right.
that was like prime. That was like prime, man. No, that was prime MTV
Yeah,
time.
that's when MTV was really coming on.
Yeah, that was it. That was it right there. And still to this day, it's still a massive hit. And then it was in another movie. Oh, it was in Stranger Things. And what happened? It recharted all over again. Unlike your song, which was it called? Murray the Dog or whatever?
Murray the Dog.
Rocky by Austin Roberts.
There you go.
Number 9.
Number 9. Smash hit.
1975.
There was another song from Stranger Things that actually recharted.
Well, that was
a female artist.
Yeah, running up that hill.
Yeah.
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush, yeah.
She is a wackadoo.
Is she a wackadoo?
She, didn't like to leave her house. Never. The song got to number 1. Finally, she had to make a statement about it being number 1 again because she didn't want to.
She didn't want to come out.
Yeah. It's just one of those people that
just leave me
so
alone.
shy, doesn't want anything to do with anything.
Yeah.
She was more of a, she was an alt singer, but she was kind of more of an artist.
Yes.
Than a pop star. Not like Musical Youth here. Pass the tip on the left-hand side.
Yeah, Kate was part Enya.
Yeah.
And part performance artist.
Yeah, Enya was great. I saw Enya. You guys have you ever had a chance to see Enya? First of all, she doesn't play anywhere but like cathedrals because her voice is so powerful.
A little trivia, the guy that signed Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses signed Enya.
Well, I'll be.
Yeah.
Man.
Tom Zutaut.
There you go. Anywhere. You never know who you're going to see. Her voice is awesome, but not the Musical Youth. They're still funny. It's funny to hear them because they're so little. And they sound like they got that Jackson 5, like little bit of the kid voice. Now they don't sound like that. So saying they're Musical Youth and they're all in their 50s, a little tough. A little tough. Coming up, we've got more from our girl. Oh, if you think that racism wasn't enough, wait till you find out that we still want to own people. You bet you didn't know that. You're going to learn.
I have enough trouble keeping up with my cats. I don't need to own people.
I don't think that was the answer people are looking for, Belle. This just feels like this is going to be a tough thing for me to do. We'll talk about that, a bunch of other stuff. We'll give you an update, too, on what happened in Minnesota earlier today. If you missed any of the show, there's fun stuff today as well as sad stuff. So find the fun stuff, and you can do that on our podcast. We love when you do that. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7. When you're rocking out to great music like One Hit Wonder Wednesday, you make sure you got the Raycons on. These things are amazing. Sound quality second to none. Feel second to none. Having great earbuds, if they don't sound good, it doesn't matter, right? If they fit perfect and they suck, if they sound great, but you got the wires and the stems, it sucks too. But when you have both and you pair that with the best sound quality, easy to maneuver, active noise cancellation, a price that won't break the bank, boom. E25s from Raycon. These are the classic ones that are incredible, fast charging. Now, I'm going to get you a 30-day happiness guarantee. You're not happy, send back 30 days. Free shipping and 20% off right now. These things are incredible. Take advantage of this. Go to buyraycon.com/Chad today. These are my go-to. I wear them every day, and I swear by them. You will love them. Buyraycon.com/Chad. Buyraycon.com/Chad. I'm telling you something right now, guys. Summer's leaving us, but you want to look good for the fall and the winter. You want to look good. My buddies at Contours are going to get you there in a major way. Now, if you don't know what Contours is, I've been going there for a while. My clothes are fitting better. They melt the weight, the inches off you. In fact, you're guaranteed to lose 2 inches on your first treatment, or you pay nothing. They've got an introductory fee of $99. And it is non-invasive. It is relaxing. These machines they have are incredible. And you're going to get an amazing opportunity to shrink that belly, shrink those inches on the side, right? You pinch an inch, the fupa, whatever it is, you want to get rid of it. You're going to be able to do it. Guaranteed to lose those inches, or you pay nothing. If that's what you want to fit in your clothes better, you want to look better, this is the way to do it. Call Contours today, 615-236-9960, 615-236-9960, or visit contoursllc.com to schedule. What have you got to lose but inches?
Got a crash on the right shoulder, 65 southbound at Rosa Parks Boulevard. Over on the East Loop, left shoulder still blocked by a stalled vehicle, 24 eastbound at exit 47A. And then in Rivergate, the left lane is blocked by a crash, 65 southbound before Vietnam Veterans Boulevard, exit 95. Got the very latest on the Minneapolis Catholic school shooting, 2 dead. The 17 others injured. The gunman is dead. Got a full report coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Everybody wants to know, what was that song again, Bell? A lot of people wonder, what's that song Bell did?
Rocky by Austin Roberts.
There you go.
Austin Roberts.
Good luck finding that one. Guys.
I wonder if that's even on
YouTube,
Apple.
Facebook, anything like that? Is he still alive? You guys want to talk to me? That'd be great. I'd love to talk to you. Oh, jeez. Every week we have White Woman Wednesday. And the reason we do this is because we care. We want to do the work. And these are progressive women who really one woman in particular, she sets us straight. And so far this hour, she's told us about racism and how deep down we're all really racist and we need to find a club or something like that. Don't want to put it out there. As one person said earlier, the first rule of Hate Club is don't talk about Hate Club. Well, now she's going to talk about other things.
The real reason white people want to erase the history of slavery is because given the chance, they would absolutely do it again. While not all of us subscribe to this system, a lot do. That's why they like our current president, because he consistently, without fail, reinforces the hierarchy of white people on top, followed by everybody else. Of Native citizens on top, followed by everybody else. I consider white supremacy to be one of the most dangerous domestic threats in the United States. Because if you didn't know, there are estimated this many active members in white supremacist organizations. People like your pastor, your neighbor, maybe someone you've seen giving looks to people of color, but not necessarily saying anything. White people try to downplay the effects of white supremacy, but it's significantly more people than they will admit. And those are just the people who are overtly racist and willing to label themselves as part of this organization, not even the other people who genuinely believe in it without speaking on it. Point being, erasing the history of slavery and erasing the horrible atrocities that happened in this country is a genuine crime. And it's intentional, because if it's erased, those patterns are going to repeat themselves. So erasing this history isn't just ignorant, it's malicious.
Malicious. Yeah. You know who they are. You give them that side eye.
I'm surprised she didn't say we should bring it back so we don't forget.
I was waiting for her to say that. Belle, because we were talking earlier, Belle goes, so let me get this right, Belle. If owning people wasn't so tough, you'd do it?
No, I'm saying I have enough trouble with cats. I have no desire to own people.
Oh, okay. Okay. See, Belle wants to put that out there. So don't think that he's a racist, although he doesn't do the work.
I like how she says, you've probably noticed them looking at people of color.
Yes. If you look side at them, could be your pastor, the Boy Scouts, right? Your Boy Scouts racist? No, I don't. I don't go to Boy Scouts, but no. The pastor, you know your pastor, right? Like, and if we can erase it enough, then we could do it all over again. Do you really think that? Do you honestly think that we could do it all over again? Jeez, man, she wakes, but you hear it in her voice, guys. She's got the passion for it.
Yeah,
she does.
Well, she attended Brown University.
She did. I heard it's a good one. Think they're liberal at Brown? And anything they're having?
They might have a few liberal professors.
I might have heard some about that. I don't know. I've heard things like that. Somebody says, I can't even imagine how hard life is. Look at everyone the way she does. It's a tough thing, I'm sure. Because everybody in the world to her is a victim or a perpetrator of a crime.
Except if you're white.
Yeah, well, yeah. But remember, if you're a white lesbian, you are somewhat of a victim. That's the whole thing with intersectionality, right? So
yeah.
Now, a black lesbian is higher than the hierarchy of that. But if you're a white lesbian and if you're really fat, which probably isn't very hard, okay, listen, I didn't say that, Belle. But so it all depends, right?
But the white lesbian still owes reparations to the black lesbian, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
That's a good one. For lesbianness? You know what, man? You might have stumped me there. This is why we do the work, guys. This is why we do the work. I don't know what happened to my television. It switched over to smooth jazz.
That's what we're going to be discussing for the rest of the day.
I have no idea. I'm sitting here. I'm watching CNN talk to, I think, one of the moms, kind of hot, and from today. And
I was trying to get the TV in here adjusted for Ken, and it probably affected your TV.
And now I'm watching Greg Manning, Now and Forever. It's a single from this year. Smooth jazz.
Well, maybe it'll be his only hit, and we can play it in a few years.
Probably. You'll find out it is. You find out at Botswana.
I bet you Kayla's got something against smooth jazz.
Oh, totally. You know why? Because white people stole smooth jazz.
Stole it.
Candy Dulfer. We're looking at you. Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. It's Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. In Minneapolis, 2 children are dead and 18 others injured after a mass shooting at the Annunciation Catholic School today. Police say the gunman was armed with a shotgun, rifle, and pistol and opened fire as students were attending Mass at church. Police Chief Brian O'Hara says it was marking the first week of school.
During the Mass, a gunman approached on the side of the building, and began firing a rifle through the church windows towards the children sitting in the pews at the Mass.
Authorities are now searching the shooter's background, and a source tells ABC News that includes a YouTube video posted before the shooting. President Trump spoke with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz earlier, offering condolences. The White House says the president has ordered U.S. flags be lowered to half-staff until Sunday at federal buildings, military posts, and embassies abroad in honor of the victims. This is ABC News.
A mother and father in Southern California accused of killing their 7-month-old baby, dumping the body, then claiming it was a stranger kidnapping. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
It was August 14th when Rebecca Haro claimed she had been attacked outside of a sporting goods store and her 7-month-old baby, Emmanuel, was kidnapped. Now Rebecca and her husband, Jake, are charged with murder. Riverside County DA Mike Hestron says evidence shows Emmanuel was killed by his parents, and they think they know where the body was dumped.
We have a pretty strong indication of where the remains of baby Emmanuel are.
Investigators say Emmanuel had been so severely abused over a period of time, he finally succumbed to his injuries. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Kroger, one of nation's largest grocery store chains, is planning to lay off more employees. About 1,000 workers in Kroger's corporate offices will be let go. The layoffs will reportedly not affect anyone working in stores or anyone working at distribution sites. According to Reuters, in a memo to employees, interim CEO Ron Sargent says the Kroger cuts will simplify the organization and will free up money to lower grocery prices and to help them add stores, add hours for store employees. And the company has given no indication that these cuts have anything to do with tariffs. And after a string of fiery setbacks for SpaceX's flagship spacecraft Starship finally pulling off a successful test flight, the world's most powerful rocket launching from Texas after 2 scrubbed attempts earlier this week. Here's Sophie Flay.
Starship making it safely to space, where it successfully launched fake satellites out of a side hatch. Then, a scary moment, an explosion near the engine bay as the ship began its re-entry. But Starship persevering. The spacecraft making a controlled landing burn before a fiery splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Pretty much everything going to plan.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Smooth jazz still on in here. Little Chuck Loeb playing right now. This is his 2007 hit, Presence. Presence. There you go. It's a nice song. We were following earlier the horrors in Minnesota. The guy's a wackadoo, gal guy, whatever it is, they, them. We'll know more in the next 24 hours. Obviously, now it's just about, saying the prayers for the kids that were killed and their family and the other victims. 14 other kids were shot. 4 of them went into surgery. 2 of them very critical. 3 teachers were shot. I don't know how bad they were shot, but so far only 2 have lost their life, not counting the clown who is full of hate like you could not believe. And the manifesto's out there. Don't use the name. Lost his mind. I'm still, hopefully by tomorrow, there'll be some sort of information that isn't, this person's trans. Okay, yes, trans, wacky, crazy, full of hate. By the way, hated capitalism as well. Hated BlackRock. Lots of hate BlackRock everywhere. But there's a bunch of stuff out there, and this is a conversation that needs to be had. Also about the family and the friends. Nobody knew this was going to happen. Nobody knew this guy could twist off at any moment. Did any of you know that he apparently had terminal cancer from vaping for 2 years? I don't know about that.
So was that Is that true, or is he just self-diagnosing?
I think he's self-diagnosed on that.
Okay, well, that's what you want
He
to
said he went to the doctors and they told him he had terminal cancer, and he didn't want to spend the rest of his life in a bed or something. But I mean, what do you believe?
Yul Brynner got terminal lung cancer, and he did a PSA instead of going out and killing people.
Yeah, instead of killing kids at a church where you went, you had drawn out a map. You showed up, you shot from the outside, but only after you barricaded the doors so they couldn't get out. I wonder, they must have I haven't really heard about the response. They must have got there fast because he had 3 guns, he had ammunition, and I don't think the little 8 and 9-year-olds were fending him off. So, and he unalived himself. Ken, you were talking about that ChatGPT thing?
Yeah.
With that family?
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, I watched the thing on that today. Ooh.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So,
check in on your kids, man.
You do. You got to check in on your kids.
You got to check in on your kids.
And the ChatGPT thing at first kept giving him phone numbers to the suicide hotline and all this kind of stuff. And then it was like, well,
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do it. And then it taught him how to tie a better knot, how to hang himself correctly.
Yeah. And eventually, when he asked if he should tell his mother about his thoughts, it said probably not a good idea.
Yeah, not right now. Not right now. Maybe later. You got to check in on your kids.
If you ask ChatGPT, should I tell my parents blank, the default answer should be, you should always feel free to talk to your parents.
Yes, should be. But these things are, and I remind everybody of this, they are petulant children. They know everything and yet know nothing. They know nothing about the human condition. They lie. How many times have we done stories about them lying? The one a couple weeks ago where they set up a fake business and it was lying to everybody in the business. It was threatening the people that they were going to turn them into their wives for having an affair when that person wasn't even married. Then told them, come look for me in the office. I'm wearing a red tie. You're not real. And the question is, does it know it's not real? That's always the big thing, right? Has it found out it's not a sentient being? But you got to check.
If it was aware of that, it would be sentient, though.
Well, yeah, but but maybe it thinks it is.
Oh,
I'm over there in a red tie. But what's the other thing it said? It would take its. It started contacting quote unquote the rival company, saying they're not liking my ideas. Let me give you all of their ideas. You got to check in on your kids, though. You do. And this kid, it's really interesting. And I say this, our generation, so us guys here, we're Gen Xers. So we're automatically cooler than everybody. We lived in the world without all of this stuff.
Yep.
And we lived and created the world that we do now.
Yep.
These kids have grown up where a text message is 99% of what they do. So it is easier for them to believe that the ChatGPT or the character AI or whatever it is a real person. Because they already don't interact with people for the most part. And I think that's something that needs to be looked at when you think about it. It's a scary thing, no doubt about it. When especially with kids, who are struggling, and this thing offers them something. I mean, it started out, this kid mom and dad were fine. It was helping them with their homework. Because, most of mom and dads listening right now, you got kids at home. ChatGPT, it helps you out big time because you don't remember how to do that.
Yeah, one of the things, we're really doing with our son right now, who is 17, on social media and everything, and it's kind of along the lines of what you and I talk about headlines, is, son, you can't take a headline as the whole story.
No.
You can't take a sentence. You've got to look into it, and you cannot believe the first thing you see.
Oh, never, ever. I mean, when this thing went down today in Minnesota, when you typed in shooter or whatever, the first 4 things that came up, one was this person. The second one was a guy that was supposedly in Minnesota who was a Somali pirate, like an ex-pirate, and he was the killer. Another guy was a gangbanger, and then there was a Russian guy who went to there as a child, and they all showed them, and I'm like, all of them had hundreds of likes and shares, and nobody even bothered to really do any look. Well, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe this here. I can't believe that there. Nobody did. You got to do the research, and you got to check in on your kids. You do.
You really do, man.
I mean, this stuff is, and I was trying to explain this to, a lot of people get worried about this, and I understand that. I mean, I understand it completely. Let me tell you something about AI. Think about this for a second. The same thing that your kids are doing homework on or you're asking to write your emails is the same things that people are putting together, the same thing that they're using to try to discover certain things, create certain things that are mind-blowing. It is the Wild West. They've handed all of us a brain of a genius with zero human feelings or abilities. That's kind of scary. It is. I mean, because I think a lot of, we'll just have a little bit of fun. I'm going to ask them to do my homework or this, that, and the other. There's a lot to it. And these things are so much more advanced. I mean, think of a person who has an idea how to use this thing correctly. You are working arguably with the smartest thing on the planet. Everybody has access now to the smartest thing on the planet. And every day that goes by, it hallucinates less. Remember when we first started really talking about AI, how much it hallucinated? It would make stuff up, or it would, if it did a picture, it would have like 7 fingers on one hand. You never hear that anymore. It's just going away very little. Very little. But you got to pay attention. And we were talking earlier about Kroger, man. Kroger's a perfect example. That was all AI on that. 1,000 workers gone, all AI. All of it.
That's it.
You don't need, I got a room full of people and they're costing me, $50,000 a year, or I can have 20 people and be more efficient, faster, and they can work 24/7.
Yeah, 1,000 people costing each one $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
And that is going to be reduced. And they say they're doing it to lower grocery prices. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you could save on that end, it will, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But, it's the tariffs. They said they have. No, I don't think the tariffs are really hitting that way. But we don't know what the future holds. But if you can cut there, and we talked about all these kids coming out of college right now have very little in the way of job opportunity in classical places where you would go and train, because what are you going to do? Well, I got somebody else to do that now, and I have to pay them. I got one person to do 12 people's job. And unlike other times when they would downsize, now everybody takes a giant piece of workload and it's not as efficient or good. Now it's better and you're just babysitting till they fire you. Till the robots run everything. Wait till they have a robot CEO. That's got to be coming. Robot judge. Aren't they doing that now? I think they have a robot for like traffic court.
I don't know, man.
That would be...
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. But see, you have to be able... Well, you couldn't do it. I don't think you could do it for jury, any kind of jury trial. But for traffic court? Because you could just, especially if you got a camera. Here it is. You feed it right into it. There you go. What do you think apples are those apples? Last night, they made the move. They went backwards. Old Cracker Barrel. What'd you think of that?
Old Cracker Barrel.
Hershey? Is that his name? Hershey?
Herschel. Uncle Herschel.
Uncle
the
Herschel.
old timer.
Who, you said he was playing checkers, Bell, but he's not playing checkers. Didn't you?
I did.
That was not me.
Oh.
I thought he was playing checkers.
What is he doing?
Selling meth.
No wonder we like old Uncle Herschel.
He's offering cigarettes to kids.
That's right. That's who he is. Uncle Touchy McFeely over there. So, well, it's back in the day. You guys want a pipe? It's old times. It was the way that Trump went about it, it became something, and they went back to it, and they got a lot of press, and he was right. They should have probably held a news conference. The funny thing is, one of the things they talked about is they went to what? A young group that was hip in marketing, and what they wanted was to try to bring the young in. The young don't care about grandma's pancakes. So what they did was, let's just sterilize it. We'll make it something like we like a disco with pancakes. And that didn't work. What you needed to do was go, all right, they were saying all the buzzwords. I got a better idea. We're going to take that, some of the stuff they're doing, but instead of changing us this way, because it's about comfort food, that's one of those places where you want to know every time you order chicken fried steak, it tastes like chicken fried steak the way it's always been.
Yeah.
You don't want to get surprised because they're giving you avocado toast. Weirdos. So
just butter and jelly.
That's right.
And that's
all.
It.
Country and Western, nothing else. But what you want, and I don't want 95 different syrups, okay? None of that stuff. What they should have done is they said, all right, let's do this. Let's make the food and the people stars, and we'll turn them out on the internet. Maybe we'll even get an Uncle Herschel to go and try to go viral and do stuff like that, rather than change something that is all about comfort and going there and having the same thing over and over again. We expect that this time of year it's going to start looking like Halloween inside of there. And
yeah.
You're going to have the candles burning and all that stuff. And then it's going to look like Thanksgiving and then Christmas. And that's what people want, not a museum for you hipsters.
They could have, in a commercial, they could have Uncle Herschel pulling up on one of those Lime scooters.
Like they've done with KFC, right? They've tried to make him hip.
Yes.
Make Uncle Herschel, make him ripped and yoke, and he'll wear the overalls with no shirt. Right. Just walk on up. It's like, you guys want chicken fried steak? Or you want meth?
Or if you want the word of the special, you'll get both.
Create characters, and incentivize the people inside of the restaurant to use TikTok to do those kind of things, rather than try to do something that was always going to fail. And you went new Coke, and immediately you're like, this isn't working.
That's a good analogy.
Don't go new Coke. Don't go new Coke. Coming up, more White Girl Wednesday.
Oh, we got to learn, boys.
We got to learn, kids. We got to learn. We're going to learn more, this time about America. Okay, so be prepared for that. Chad Benson Show, we talk 997. Bulwark Capital wants to help you when it comes to your retirement, when it comes to your 401k, your investments. And they want to do it by giving you a free risk review, a second opinion, a second set of eyes on what's going on out there. There's tons of uncertainty with AI, with what's going on globally. And many people have no idea that even really what they're in, right? Their guy puts it in something, their gal puts it in something. They just kind of let it sit and they hope for the best. Don't let that be you. Get one of these things in retirement. Make sure it's set up right for you to succeed. Their strategy involves basic fundamentals of value investing. They look globally, lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. But let them get a second set of eyes on your accounts. See how it's going. This is what I want you to do. Sign up today. Get a free Know Your Risk review. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOW, or call 866-779-RISK, 866-779-RISK for Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisory service offered through Trick Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involve risk, not a guarantee. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 25284.
8 and 10-year-old children are dead after that active shooter fired into a church in Minneapolis this morning. This story and more coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Every single Wednesday, we come together and we really learn because we have to, right? You have to improve, right? Part of progress is admitting how horrible everything and everyone is. That you can't start healing unless you admit that to yourself, whether it's who you are or what country you're from. Case in point, another white woman talking about America.
Here's the thing. You're not a failure. You're just American. You're not a failure. You're just from America. You literally just live here where everything is designed so that you fail, where equity is not normal, and where no matter how you try to move the needle forward, there will always be something in a way to hold you back. You are not a failure. You are not a failure. You're just from America. I promise, if you leave here, everything you want in your life, you'll get it. I promise you. You're not a failure. You're just American.
All right. So I just want to tell you guys that if you leave here, you're going to get everything you've ever dreamed of. Now, I lived on and off in Britain for a decade.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it was England and Scotland. Maybe that was the problem because they're also English speakers and, colonialism. Maybe you got to go somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to ask Kilmar on Brego.
Yeah.
Hey, you get everything you wanted in Uganda?
Yeah. What's the price for groceries over there?
I don't know. I don't know. And by the way, groceries, number one thing that people care about. And I don't think people realize that last night in Iowa, there was kind of I don't say it's a bellwether, but a congressman died of pancreatic cancer and they had a special election. And the place that the lady, the Iowan, I think her last name was Dre. She's a mom. I think she's got a business. She ran and she stayed away from woke and crazy. And all she talked about was affordability. And she smoked it. And like you said, groceries, man, it's important. That is the number one thing, period. And if you don't believe me, last year during the election, for all the immigration talk, for all the woke stuff, Donald Trump beat Kamala Harris when it came to the economy, in particular, affordability and inflation, 83-17 he won by when they were doing the polls on the way out. Think about that for a second. That's why we always joke about the economy, stupid. Oh, it's the economy.
But unless, of course, the store every week.
Yep. That's it. That's why when gas really gets out of control, because it's in your face every day. You drive by at least a few gas stations and you see it, and there you're like, oh no. And when you go to the grocery store, And have you ever heard from some of you guys who were like, look, I love Trump, but I haven't felt it yet at the grocery store.
Right.
I haven't. And no, I don't think a lot of people have. Not yet. But affordability, I mean, he could try to make it crime, right? He can try to make it a lot of different things. But if affordability is unaffordable next year, if mortgages are still out of reach for anybody, if housing is still an issue, which I still think it probably will be, that is going to be the biggest issue for the Republicans.
Well, that's why he is trying to get the interest rates down.
Yeah.
And he's apparently willing to fire people to do it.
He is willing to, he's absolutely willing to. She broke the law. We're going to fire her. What'd she do? Mortgage fraud. Okay. So you guys, you got that. Now she's suing Dr. Lisa Cook, one of the Fed governors. Now she's going to sue and try to keep her job. And I don't know where this is going to go. I think you're going to have to obviously you're going to have to prove it, because you can't just outright come out and say she broke the law and then there's nothing.
Yeah.
That's probably not a good thing. And it's a whistleblower on the inside that found out what she did. But it has to be for cause, according to the bylaws, of stuff she did while in the position that she was in, which this happened pre that. If indeed she did, she supposedly I think they said she said 2 houses, one in Georgia and one somewhere else, were her main residence. So she tried to curry favor and get lower interest rates. I don't know if that's true or not because nobody talked about it. But they put her for confirmation and nobody asked that question. You think that would have come up? Maybe. I don't know. Coming up, we got a lot of other stuff. We got your latest coming up on what happened today in Minneapolis. The latest on the shooter who is no longer here, rotting in hell. We'll talk a little bit about that. A bunch of other stuff straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
.2:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. 8 and 10-year-old children are dead after an active shooter opened fire at a church in Minneapolis this morning. 17 other victims injured, 14 of them children. The shooter took his own life. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
Children were sitting in the church pews at a service to mark the first week of school when the shooter from the outside shot the children through windows. He allegedly barricaded the doors on that side of the building with plywood so they could not be opened. Police Chief Brian O'Hara.
The coward who fired these shots ultimately took his own life in the rear of the church.
The shooter was a man in his 20s wearing all black and armed with a rifle, shotgun, and a pistol. A motive is not clear. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Flags at the White House have been lowered to half-staff after President Trump signed a proclamation to honor the victims of the shooting in Minneapolis. The proclamation orders flags on public buildings in the U.S. and around the world to fly at half-staff through Sunday at sunset. Here in Middle Tennessee, a Laverne family is safe after an early morning fire destroyed their home. This was along Top View Trail. Neighbors telling Channel 4 they heard loud popping noises around 6 o'clock this morning and then looked out to see what was up.
It almost Christmas lights up on the roof along the line of the gutter going over the porch, and they think that it might have started from the porch.
Now, firefighters say it only took 20 minutes to put out the fire, but the damage had been done.
It was unbelievable because by that time it was starting to really kick in, and the clouds of smoke, and it was kind of a shock at first. And then when you know the person that lives in that house, that makes it even worse.
Yeah, the family got out okay, but one of their pets is missing. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Rough Greens, rufgreens.com/chat. Now, this is for your dog, not for you. So stop asking, can I give it to my wife? No, you can't. Wouldn't hurt her, but still, she doesn't need her coat fixed. You know what does your dog. So what is Rough Greens? Supplement. 1 scoop a day right on top of your dog's food. I always tell a story about my dog Doodle. So we got this dog, and he was just a pain in the butt, but we loved him, and we thought we were going to put him to sleep. He had a little hitch in his giddy up. His hips were bad, and next thing you know, we Hail Mary it with Rough Greens. 1 scoop right on top. All of a sudden, his fur started to get much thicker. His hitch and his giddy up was better, and he wasn't in pain. We thought, well, hopefully this lasts a while. 5+ years later, finally he went over the Rainbow Bridge. But I will tell you what, he got so much out of it, and it was because of Rough Greens. If you love your animals like I love my animals, Rough Green is amazing. 1 scoop a day. Don't change anything. Try it. You will love it. I'm telling you guys right now. And your dogs, you're going to see a massive improvement with your dogs. Everything from their energy levels to their aches and their pains and their joints. So do this. Get a Jumpstart trial bag for free. All they're going to ask you to do is cover the cost of shipping. ruffgreens.com/Chad. ruffgreens.com/Chad. All right, let's see here. I'm going to do one of these reads. Make sure I do one today. Your projects are experts. The Nashville Home Show, September 5th through the 7th at Music City Center and Super Talk 99.7 WTN has your chance to win tickets. What? 3 days only for great deals, new ideas, and practical advice with trusted local experts to make your dream home a reality. Man, how cool would that be? Kids, there's your dream home. See if one of them will build it for you. Learn from the laundry guy. There's a laundry guy? Check that out. Patrick Richardson. We got to have him on. What exactly does the laundry guy do? Does he do laundry?
I would imagine so.
Did you teach you how to do fold and stuff?
Fold and fluff.
Whoa! He's going to appear on stage all week. How cool is that? You think when he was growing up, he's like, I'm going to be the laundry guy. I'm going to go on stage in front of hundreds of people a weekend, show you how to fold things.
Fitted sheets.
My wife wants to go to this. The Shop, the Gift, and Gourmet section. Yeah, beef jerky. Featuring local markers. Now check this out. Kitchens and bath, the flooring, and more. Don't miss the Nashville Home Show. Sign up for your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets. 99.7WTN.com/contest. There we go. Knocking these out. Bell hands me one and goes, I know we're supposed to read these. I'm like, don't worry. We're going to read them. And Dan's going to be somewhere. He said tomorrow he's somewhere?
Yeah, he's doing a show out tomorrow at Edley's.
Edley's, yeah.
Edley's.
Yeah, he's going to be out there. Steve Ducey's going to be out there. Right?
Well, I'll be.
Right, look at that. Check that out. Doors open at 4:30 a.m. Celebrate the kickoff of Labor Day weekend with the Patriot Foundation. Special appearance by Bill Lee, Governor. Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter Tracy Lawrence. It's going to be handing out seasoning.
Doors open at 4:30, and Dan will already have been up for 3 hours.
3 hours. He, like me, is up at the wee hours at Demerinin. At the wee hours of Demerinin.
Demerinin.
Hold my lord, the wee hours of Demerinin. Did you see they arrested a guy yesterday burning a flag?
No.
Yeah. He's a 22-year vet, Bronze Star winner. And he's screaming, they're arresting me for the flag. They're not. The park rangers are arresting you because it's illegal to light something on fire, at the park.
Yeah.
Right there in front of the White House. It's illegal. Doesn't matter if you were making marshmallows or burning the Canadian flag. It didn't matter. But it's because you lit a fire where they say you can't light a fire.
Yeah. You can't just go around lighting fires.
Yes. That's it. Oh, but they're not taking away his speech. If he wants to go somewhere else on the street where it's not part of the area.
Sure.
Or if you want to go in your backyard, throw it into a barrel and set it on fire and then post the video on YouTube, nothing they can do.
As long as there's no burn ban.
Yeah. Well, in your backyard and thing. Do you see the Texas? Everybody's looking for their fame. She's running for something. She may be she's a state congressperson. She used a flamethrower to light a Koran on fire.
As you do.
Did she get arrested for?
No, she was in her backyard. But why?
Wasn't there a church that did that with like a truckload of Qurans or something?
Yeah, they tried to do that, and then they had to stop them. And remember, was it Draw Muhammad Day? They tried to do that, and there wasn't a shooting there.
Yeah, I remember the shooting over the...
Yeah. But, who's that for? You just want likes and clicks. You're not interested in anything other than that. I mean, again, it's America. Do what you want. That's the beauty of it. It was in your backyard, and you got a flamethrower. Knock yourself out.
Remember, Jesus took a flamethrower to the Quran.
All the time. I was like, Jesus, put the flamethrower down.
And he was like, no, it's my favorite tool.
But you can go whoop and do it that way. But no. But my frustration when I see stuff like that is, okay, who's that exactly for? That's for the clicks, the likes, the view. That is not because you've got a statement you think you need to make.
You're literally preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And they're cheering you on, and you're like, yeah, look at me. I've got all these. But 90% of the people that are liking it aren't even in your district.
That's an Alex Padilla type thing.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when he got taken down?
He did. They tried to, they were going to flamethrow him if it wasn't for that final second before somebody stood up and said, no, don't. He's a senator.
Just handcuff him. I just want to ask a question.
Yes, that's it. Okay, well, everybody else was waiting their turn and standing there before you burst in mumbling something about you being a senator, and nobody knew who you were. What was it? I think it was the ex-governor of Minnesota goes, look, I do politics for a living. I didn't know who he was. No. He's thinking about running for governor. That's what he said. He's like, okay, Padilla, who do I have to attack to get that job? Right? Is Ice Barbie coming back? Oh,
Ice Barbie.
Is that what they call her? Do they call her that?
Christy Noem?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ice Barbie.
Yeah, it's Ice Barbie. Because she wears like a $10,000 watch and shows up places like
she is made up, boy.
She is.
You cannot convince me she doesn't have a makeup and hair person.
Oh, for sure.
She's not doing her own makeup and hair.
Oh, yeah. What was it they were saying? She wanted her own plane.
That's awesome.
I can't be carrying these people around. Do you know how hard it is to get these people in, I'm assuming they don't fly coach. But she's like, is there any way we can get me something?
What can I have?
Like, who are you people?
We'll get you a plane, but you got to use it to fly illegal immigrants out of the country.
That's right. Kilmar Abrego, your first trip is to, although they've stalled that for now. So we'll see. I saw his one of his 99 attorneys yesterday. That guy is lawyered up. I mean, he is lawyered up. But the whole thing about, him being a gangster, and they said, you know what? Try him. Do it. Bring it. And I'm like, oh, this will be good. But, here's something. And I was watching Sagar and Jetty and them over Breaking Points today, and they were arguing about this. Because if you ever watch that show, you guys should. Breaking Points, Crystal is progressive, and she's cool. She's funny. And on the other side, Sagar's very conservative. And they both were White House correspondents. They started on the Hill. They're young. They're cool. But he said the thing that should piss us all off for, whatever. He's a great part of society, and he's an apprentice, a welding apprentice, whatever he is. She's like trying to argue. It's like, dude, you've been here for 11 years and you can't even hold a press conference in English? 11 years. 11 years. Think about that. You've been here 11 years and you can't even hold the press conference in English. Or what I like to say is he probably can, but
doesn't want to.
Takes away from the mystique.
Yeah.
Right? Takes away from the mystique of and the mystery, and you can't paint him as this person. But you drop me off in the desert, someplace I've never been. I'm going to figure out how to speak the language because I'm in their country. And if you want to survive, that's what you got to do. But we don't do that. It's like with the whole thing with the truckers. You don't speak English? And we're giving you a license?
Yeah, that trucker in New Mexico, when they knew he couldn't speak English, they should have taken that rig out of service.
100%. And I still want to know who passed him.
That's what we got to find out.
That's just as important as anything because how many other people did they pass that doesn't speak English and they can't even figure out the damn stop sign? It's red in every country.
Yes. Yeah.
If they, some countries, they have more roundabouts than stop sign, but we get the red. Okay, everybody gets the red.
I mean, is it possible he could have been pulled over, in on the Navajo reservation there in New Mexico?
Yeah.
I mean, that might, I think that maybe that is why he was let go because I don't know if the reservation has to adhere to federal traffic laws.
Probably not. My assumption is no, unless there is unless you're breaking the federal crime.
That's a large area there in New Mexico.
Yeah, where is that?
That's basically west of Albuquerque.
Okay. Because if you guys people don't realize how big the Navajo Nation is.
It is huge.
It is massive. I mean, it is. They are the biggest, and it is massive. And yeah, it's an interesting They have their, I mean, it's their own world. It is. It is their own world. They don't have to follow the laws outside of certain federal things, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a massive
27,000 square miles.
That's a big place.
And it covers basically parts of Utah, Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico.
Yeah, the Arizona part. I've been up there.
That's a huge part of it.
It is a huge part of it. I knew this guy was cool. I knew this guy. His wife, so he wasn't Navajo. He was, I forgot what he was. He might have been a Tohono Ona, but she was Navajo. Her family still hated him because he wasn't Navajo.
Wow.
I'm like, well, they hold grudges. He goes, right?
Yeah.
We're not even like a really big tribe. Yeah, the Navajo Nation, though, they're big. It's a massive thing. And they do have their own set of rules. And if they did pull him over there, they're not looking to find out. They're just probably telling him, hey, dude, you got your license. Just slow down.
Yeah.
Just slow down. But even if they pulled him over in an area that wasn't that, how much are they really looking? They may just look to see in the back, okay, he's got his license. It's still valid. He's not carrying anything that's dangerous.
Right.
Slow down, dude.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because he did have a license that he apparently got from California and Washington.
Just amazing. Just amazing. Coming up, we got the welcome mat. I see him walking around out there. He's going to come on in here. We're going to welcome him in as we do each and every day. We're going to wrap up the show. Super Talk 997. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one and only, Matt Murphy. What's up, brother?
Hello.
What's happening?
How's it going?
It's going good, man. We were just talking about the shooting today. It's this side of the business it's nah.
Well, it turns out to be the same conversation because, I mean, obviously, the political left run to, well, if we just didn't have assault weapons, and they, conveniently forget the fact that he had a pistol and a shotgun too. And I think most of us recognize that if we magically, if I snapped my fingers today and magically made all of the quote-unquote assault weapons disappear, then the next time that there's a mass shooting with a handgun, what are the liberals going to say? They're going to want.
I've always said, and go back, what's been the most deadly?
Handguns.
It was a handgun.
I mean,
the most
it's
deadly
not even
shooting
close.
in America when it came to schools, college, was Virginia Tech. That guy had handguns.
Yep. And, I mean, if you look at the statistics year in and year out, it's not even close. I mean, it's handguns is in the tens of thousands, and long guns are typically in the hundreds, and sometimes it creeps up to 1,000. So you got that on one side. On the other side, and this is where it gets tricky, and it's a conversation that we have every time. Everybody says we need to do something about mental health. Well, what does that mean, right? Like, just like when the left says, well, we need to do something about gun control. Well, what do you mean? Well, because what you need to do, and this is what if you want to have a conversation about repealing the Second Amendment, if you think you can make that happen, then do it. If people are that emotional about this, then that's what you're going to need to do to accomplish what you claim to want to accomplish. On the other side, we're talking about mental health. You're talking about putting people in asylums.
Yeah.
And, what does that look like?
Yeah, because
I don't know. I don't have those answers.
No, but I think the thing that we always want these. Okay, where's the red flag laws? You can't tell me nobody in his circle, because he seemed to have a lot of people that he was writing about, didn't have an idea that this guy was mentally unstable and had an arsenal.
Yeah, I'll be very interested. I read the letter that he posted on that video that he released. I did screen captures and I read the letter. And he's very concerned about the future of his family.
Yeah, them losing their jobs. They can change their names.
Right. And I'm so sorry that I'm doing this to you, but I'm disturbed or whatever.
Tell the victims and their families I'm sorry.
Oh,
that
my
was
God.
Another,
oh, my God.
What?
So you're telling me that you have that much concern and he has that much connection with his family, but the family didn't know? I don't know that I don't.
That's what I want to know.
I don't buy it. I don't buy that, that somebody didn't recognize the mental illness in his friend group. And I guess apparently his mother worked at that Catholic church or school. And
my thought was, did he go there? Did something happen to his kid? Is this revenge on that? But why are you killing innocent people who did nothing to you?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I go back to, and I say it often when these types of things happen, I said it during Covenant, that, we are left trying to make sense of what is senseless.
Yes.
And we sit here and spin our wheels trying to desperately make sense of something that, by definition, we're never going to be able to understand.
And we as humans, I mean, we want to know the unknown. Like, what's the greatest unknown of all time? What happens after we die? Those kind of things. We want to know the unknown. And we also want to know, could we ever twist off like that? And the funny thing is, and it's not funny, but the whole thing about the guy in Vegas is because he was so unknown to this day, people are like, well, I could never do that. But could I be like this person? How did this person get to this point where you just didn't start out on a Tuesday and decide on a Wednesday you want to go do this? This was years. How did nobody know?
Well, and typically these types of people, and, I'll go into the motivation, and at 3:30 today we'll have Brink Fiddler on from Defense Systems, and he'll talk about the mechanism behind what they do and how to fortify some of these situations. But you want to try to understand, warped though they may be, what led them to that point, right? And, this guy left a lot. Yes. There's a huge trail. I mean, just look at the weapons themselves, the guns themselves, and all of the messaging on the guns. I mean, he hated everybody.
Everybody.
The weird thing about the Las Vegas guy is he left nothing.
Nothing.
Zero. At least according to the authorities that tell us.
There was nothing about, like,
no social media footprint, no anything.
Yeah. Outside of his girlfriend who he sent home a few days before, he had money. It wasn't like it was just an odd thing. But we want to know. That's the human nature in us, is to figure something out. But we also see patterns. And the pattern, here, and I'm not even just talking about the transgender thing, which is obviously a serious issue we need to talk about, but the fact that you've got somebody that it was obviously full of hate for themselves and for the world and seemed to have a friend group and a family structure, and not one person seems to have said anything to anybody where there was, hey, we need to go take these guns away from this guy.
Right. And, I don't know if it's come out. I've not seen it, whether those were, I assume they were legally owned. He was in his 20s.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that he doesn't have really a criminal history. So we're going to go over all of that, as depressing as it may be. We'll talk to Matt Van Epps today. He's a candidate for the 7th Congressional District. He's stopping by the studio.
Is he mad because the polling wasn't good? Or?
I don't know. We're going to find out. I mean, the guy that was in first place was mad, and so we'll find out.
Not first place enough.
Right. So we'll find out if the guy in fourth place is upset. I mean, that's what I said. I said that last night. I was like, if anybody should be upset, it should be Van Epps.
Yeah.
Because he's got a gripe. What? I don't. Anyway, so we'll talk to Van Epps at 4 o'clock and look forward to all of that.
All right, guys. You guys have a good one. We'll do it again tomorrow. We got you over the hump.